Hello, we are live from PACASMAYO, Peru, out on the El Faro, the lighthouse on the point here, for the World Cup on the Wave Unified PWA IWT Wave Tour for the 4-star PACASMAYO Classic. Welcome to Peru. We've got a building set. It's growing and growing and growing. The waves are coming. We've got some good swell on the way, and it's started to show its face here. That's one of the smaller waves that's coming through. The set's actually pretty nice. So in about 2 minutes we have the first of our professional men's round 1 heats. This is the big scene that you can see here. This is the view from the drone, so you can see the big waves that come in through around the point and they wrap around. Our first competitors will be Antoine Martin from Guadeloupe in France, Jules DENEL from France, Flo Jung from Germany, and ARNAUD FRENNET from Belgium, but really now from Chile. He loves Chile. It's his adopted home for 25 years or more now. And we will be having these guys battle it out in round 1. It's a seeding round. The top 2 riders advance to round 3. The bottom 2 riders move to round 2 to get their second chance, and second and final chance. So the heat battle here is for 2 riders to make it through. We're looking for the best 2 riders. The judges will be trying to find those best 2 riders by looking at the way they hit the critical sections on the best waves of the heat. And you can see here a pretty nice wave starting to come in. It's light wind here, which is normal for PACASMAYO. You can hear the countdown of the clock beginning. We've got the heat counting in. Kind of excited. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. The heat has begun. Up in the corner, well, we've got the old heat, but that'll replace it soon. What we've got is an exciting battle between these top riders. Now, you can see in the order of the heat that you saw just a second ago, we have the best riders at the top of that heat. I'm just pulling up the results, the heat, sorry, here. Antoine Martin is the #1 rider in this heat. He's one of the best riders in the world, as I'm sure you all know. Jules DENEL is another brilliantly good rider. Very, very good. Flo Jung was in Fiji with us. All of these guys were in Fiji with us, and they were all just ripping. And ARNAUD FRENNET was not in Fiji. He's actually a master. He's an older rider, but boy, is he good. So here we go. Who's going to take this first heat? Is this Antoine Martin? Who's that? No, that's not. That's Jules DENEL. Okay, out there then, the green sail, I think that's Flo Jung. Here he goes. Let's see. We've been watching the amateurs all morning. Let's see what the pros can do with this wave. Getting his legs in, finding 2 critical sections and floating down. Nothing super amazing yet, but he's holding into that section, keeping going. Let's see if he can really pick some highs out of this. That's another floater. 3 floaters and holding the section. That's a reasonable first wave, but he won't be thrilled with his critical riding yet. That's more like it. That's much better. All right. Well, it's a good opening for wave, and he's going to now use the wave to get back upwind to get himself into the best position as quickly as possible back out the back. All right, now who's on this wave here? That is ARNAUD FRENNET on the white sail. He just pulled out. And on the bottom right, you can see 2 black sails. One is the black sail of Antoine Martin, and one is the not black but dark purple sail of Jules DENEL, I think. There we go, up in the bottom, top left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the riders there. And that first wave has been scored 5.5 for Flo Jung. That's a nice sort of centered score to start the heat off. It's a marker point for the judges now to work around waves that are worse, waves that are better. It's a good central score. Now we will expect to see some considerably more radical action than that during this heat, I'm sure. Antoine Martin's been coming here for many years. We've got a replay of Flo's wave here. It's quite a nice wave. It's offering plenty of sections, but Flo's not doing super sharp turns. He's making sure he keeps up with this section, which seems to be his priority, and smart because it's moving pretty fast, this wave. If he were to be doing critical turns, he might slow himself down a bit too much and not keep up with the section. So this part is a bit slower, and he's had a chance to then just get up there. But he doesn't have much wind in his sail, and the wave is not offering him a lot of speed. So that was what he was able to do. And 5.5 is a pretty solid score. He'll be pleased with that. He'll be pleased with that last turn. Flo is a very, very good sailor. He's been on the world tour for a long time. He trains a lot and spends a lot of time in South Africa and Cape Town, which is a magnificent place for windsurfing and wave riding. Strong winds and big waves, and kind of cold water and sharky, but it's a really powerful place. And I think Flo Jung loves it. All right, there's Arnaud Frennet from Belgium/Chile, just manoeuvring himself around. There's a bit of a cat and mouse game that will go on here. The two darker sails, there you go. You can see the more purple sail of Jules DENEL behind, and Antoine Martin on the left of your screen there. Jules just tacking. And Jules is covering Arnaud Frennet just in case there's a wave to get, but they're both trying to keep up wind in position as much as they can. Arnaud's not going to say yes to this wave, or is he? Not a great wave, but he's saying yes to it. Oof. I don't know if he should really... Is that going to be worth it? Let's see. No, he's going to pull out. Smart. Doesn't look like it's worth it. He wants a better wave than that. Antoine Martin, as I was just saying before, has a lot of experience here at PACASMAYO. He's coming in on this double-up wave, which is going to be interesting. See what he does. Antoine's pretty good at reading these things. So let's see if this one develops into something on the inside here. We've got two swells mixing. A more southerly swell and then a more westerly swell. The southerly swells are the ones that are coming from down the coast and wrapping around, and the westerly swells are much more aligned and coming straight at the coast here, at the point. Here we go. Let's see what Antoine can do. Not a bad turn. He's having a similar problem to Flo Jung with speed, but Antoine's getting the speed here. Here he goes, preparing for this section. Nice floater. Nice turn. Staying in the pocket. That's a nice turn. Climbing up onto the white water and into that pocket. He hasn't got a lot of speed and the wave hasn't got a lot of power, but he's working his way through it. The wave's not quite as nice a wave as the one that Flo Jung had, but Antoine seems to be reading it a little bit better. And now this angle is good. You can see it's going to give him something. He wants to get as much as he can on this first wave early in the heat. They're nearly 6 minutes into the heat, and he wants to get his score as high as he can. And there's the orange marker that signifies the end of the scoring zone. Antoine is continuing to take another hit now. Flo Jung's on a wave at the back. Nice first turn. Again, not a big wave. It's a bit like Antoine's, but always the scoring potential for these really good riders. Oh, and he's pulling out. Doesn't like it. Nice drone view. Look at that point. Look at that sweeping scene. Okay, here we go. That's Antoine replay. He won't get a big score for this, but it's important to get on the board. Very, very important. You can't just let time tick away unlimited. Flo Jung's total heat score is bumped up to 7. He's taking the lead with Antoine at 4.25 for this wave. Flo Jung's first wave was 5.5, and this wave of Antoine's was 4.5, and then Flo's got a second wave that was just 1.5 because he pulled out of it. But so he's got 2 wave scores. He's the only rider to have that. Jules DENEL yet to score a wave, and Arnaud yet to score a wave. So Flo Jung in the lead with 2 wave scores and the highest wave score of the heat so far at 5.5. And Antoine Martin second with a wave score of 4.57. They will both do better. Flo and Jules having a chat. Now they've had just over 6 minutes of this heat. You can see the clock on there. It's a 26-minute heat, and it's counting down. So they've had 7 minutes and 15 seconds. One rider's scored 2 waves, one rider's scored 1, and the other 2 have got no waves. So here comes Arnaud Frennet, who's been patiently waiting for a set wave. He's hoping he can get on this one. He's a bit wide. He's not quite deep enough for this section. Can he get onto it? If he can, he'll be a happy boy. There we go. Oh, look at this angle. You can see the wave's not as exciting as it seems from the drone, but let's see. That's actually nice. Look at that wall. It's kind of fun. Cruising. Now the forecast is for these waves to get bigger and better. So we should start to see a lot more action as the day progresses. But this is what we've got. Oh, one-handed cutback. Old school. Nice. Nice top turn. Arnaud's got a lovely style. He's probably not getting a lot of points. It's not a very critical wave. Out the back there you can see in the drone shot, I think that's Jules DENEL. That's a nice little top turn. But it's a bit fat, this wave at the moment. It's not really walling up for him to make critical high-scoring turns and manoeuvres. But he's riding it, he's cruising. He's hoping it does give him something critical. Arnaud is a bit of a legend down in Chile for big wave riding. He charges gigantic waves, but he loves windsurfing and he doesn't mind really what he's out in. But he's pretty famous down there for really going hard on. Oh, that's a good aerial at the end there. Well done. He pulled his legs up and pulled that right up. Nice little slash turn at the end. Now he must be pretty close to the buoy at the end of the area, or maybe even past it. But there he goes, milking that wave for all it's worth. This will be his first wave score, so he wants it to be the best he can be. Now let's see what else everyone's doing. Replay on Arnaud's wave. He's finding the critical section really nicely, but there's not a lot of critical. That's the one-handed cutback. There he goes, tagging the water. Why not? He's keeping himself in the pocket, in the power zone. He's reading the wave well, but there's not a lot of power here. So this is when he's waiting right for the end, and he does get that better section of the wave at the end for that little aerial and the extra final turn. Only 16 minutes left in the heat. And here he comes for this nice little one here at the end. Little pop-up aerial. You can see the steeper wave section there that allows him to pop up. That's what he's been waiting for the whole wave. And he got it. Now he won't score a huge score there, but that'll be pretty solid. I wonder if it'll be ahead of any of the others. We'll see. There's Antoine at the back, looking around, looking as ever, very comfortable on the board, just waiting for his wave. It's a patience game. You've got to wait for the right waves. All the riders are working against a bit of a current that comes around the point. The bigger the waves get, the stronger the current gets. The current pushes you away from the takeoff zone, the ideal takeoff zone. And in this light wind that we get at the point here, you have to work tactically and cleverly and with a lot of skill to counter that and stay in position. Here he is in a great position. Antoine's been here many times and sailed many finals, and he's very good at reading this wave. All that experience will come to the fore here as he shows the other riders where to be and how to do it. Currently ranked 4th in the world, I believe. Our second highest seed coming into this event. Marsilio Brown, our highest seed. Look at this. Ooh, he's not going to make it. Okay. All right, there are the scores up on the left. Flo Jung's increased his total heat score to 8.7. Antoine's got 4.7. We had yet to see his second score come up. Arnaud, there we go. That's a nice move, that one. That's another nice move. Just look at his great style as he uses his shoulder, leaning right down when he comes off that top turn. He's got an excellent style like that. And that one, pushing the tail out a bit as much as he can on this soft part of the wave. It's still impressive riding to get that tail to push out like that and come back with speed and hold your position. Now here he is waiting for the final steeper part of this wave. This is where you can get the extra points, like Arnaud FRENNET with his little aerial. Antoine's hoping to get something like that. He's working the wave. Here's his chance. What can he do? It's not really giving him a lot, and that's why he tried that. Okay. Yep. All right. But, you know, he had a few good hits there. Look at him. Antoine's moved into the lead with a total heat score of 9.31. Well done. So Antoine's first wave is 4.7, and his second wave is 4.43. So it takes him ahead of Flo Jung with a higher first wave score of 5.5, but a much lower second wave score of only 3.2. And then behind them, FRENNET got 4.63 for that wave, very similar to Antoine's, just slightly behind. And Jules DENEL is just behind again with 4.6 for his first wave. So they're all pretty close. We've got to get the two waves for each rider to really get a fair comparison. But they're all getting high fours or mid fives so far. Now those are not great scores for these guys. They'll be looking for a better wave with more power, and they want to try and push up into the excellent zone with 8+. That's the excellent zone. That's where you want to be. That's how you win these heats. That's how you get through in the pro men's. You need to have something. You probably really need, ultimately, you need to have something excellent. But with 12 minutes to go, who knows? We're due a good set, I would think, coming up pretty soon. The sets tend to be coming in, well, earlier today they were coming in at 12-minute intervals. So in a 26-minute heat, you should be able to get 2 sets. Some heats might get lucky and get 3, one right at the start, one in the middle, and one right at the end. But this heat has had its first lot of sets go through, which were pretty okay. And now we're looking for the next set. You can see from this drone shot, you can see the swells coming in. Flo's tacking around, hoping that this one might be something worth getting. Jules DENEL just heading out there past him, hoping there's one behind him. Flo's pumping onto this one. From this angle it's hard to see if it's worth it, but yeah, there you go, it's not worth it. He couldn't quite get onto that. Even if he had, it wasn't a great wave. All 4 riders at the back now on the hustle. I think that's Jules out the back, and he's in a great position to catch up this lovely wave. This is a nice shape of a wave. You can see it's long line, it's not having an overlap. You can see that double up wave in front of it. That's not going to make it easy. I wonder what that's going to do to the shape of the wave. Is it going to allow him to... yeah, it's going to join, so he's going to have to race down the line and get that section. Let's see him get this. Here we go. Alright, that's what he's looking for. There you go. That's the Jules. This is the angle that we had in Fiji. Ah. Look, second little aerial. That's a stronger ride. This is what we're talking about. Great riding, Jules. Great wave selection. That's the key here. You can't push the power out of nothing and need the wave to work with you. And he's had it. This is going to be a great scoring ride for him. Very strong opening aerial, really good read of that double up wave. Using that second section of the wave, he could see that it was coming. That's a lot of experience coming from Jules DENEL, so he can see that coming and preparing himself for it, and then he accelerated at exactly the right time, and he got that lip and got that aerial. Here comes another chance. Nice hard hit, but not that clean. He would have been hoping for another aerial or something more slashy and clean, but there you go. Looking forward to seeing the score on that. Jules is already up at 11.3. All right. Jules DENEL's wave was 6.83. Here he goes. That's a floater. In the replay, we can see how critical he is in these little pockets, and that's where you're getting the points. Again, in the pocket, popping up little aerial. That's where you want to find yourself. Right in that power zone with speed, hitting those sections. That's how you're scoring good wave scores here in PACASMAYO. This is a very long wave. Sometimes it's soft, like this, you know, nice and easy and cruisy. They're really long. I mean, you can ride from the point here all the way back to the resort, the El Faro resort where we stay, and that ride is 1.6 kilometers, and you regularly can get waves that'll take you all the way. But what you're looking for in a competition isn't length, it's critical. Here we go. Here's this last hit of his. Could have been a bit better. I think he would have been preferring to hit that harder with more speed, but there you go. A very good ride and the highest wave score so far. The judges have given that 7.47 as a total heat score. And with his other 4.6, he is well in the lead now with 12.07. With 8.5 minutes to go, Jules DENEL leads, Flo Jung is second, Antoine Martin is third, and FRENNET is in 4th place. Now, Antoine Martin is the top seed going into this heat will be looking to get a better score. So far he's only got a 4.7 and a 4.43. Not enough, Antoine, not enough. I'm sure he knows it. He'll be hunting with 8 minutes to go. This is when the heat starts getting a little nervous. If you feel like you haven't really nailed it by now, the pressure starts to build. Now this is a non-elimination round, this round one, for a dingle system. Here we go. Flo Young, we'll get back to that discussion in a second. Flo's picking up a little wave here. He's picking it up only halfway through the ride, which means he's very keen to get his scores up, but he sees potential in this, so let's see if he's right. Was he better off heading all the way out the back to get a set wave, or was he smart to pick this one up on the inside? Let's see if he can get something scoring out of this. Doesn't look great for him. Looks a little bit soft. Let's see if this steep section, is he going to get it? Yeah, but I don't know. Interesting. Difficult decisions when you're halfway or 3/4 of the way out to the back to pick up a wave when you've missed the first part of the wave, which is often the steepest and most critical part and maximum scoring potential part. To pick one up without being all the way out the back, especially a wave that's not a really big set, that might not have been a great tactical decision, but you never know. Sometimes these waves pick up, sometimes they don't. Now Flo has got, I'm not sure if he's been to PACASMAYO before. He hasn't been to the event before. He might have come here as a bit of a mission. He's a very, very good rider, very experienced. He's riding really nicely, but he's got to get these critical sections to score. And that all of that is just looking a bit soft. So let's see. Arnaud FRENNET in a nice wave. Does he get enough scoring potential? Oh, out the back, big wipeout. Okay. Arnaud's riding beautifully on the inside here. Beautiful slash. Beautiful clean arc of spray throwing off there. He'll have enjoyed that. Nice foam hit. Great slash. He's throwing a lot of water out of that. And there's the boy. That's the end of his ride. A bit of a foam climb. But out he goes. Okay. All right. Here's the drone looking up. That's looking back at where we are. That's the El Faro lighthouse, and you're looking right at us. All the cars clustered under the lighthouse at the high point, looking out at the reef. That's where we are. Flo's got a great little wave here. Good power sections. Hit that stuff. Come on. Here we go. Nice. You can see the extra speed and power that the better, bigger waves have. The riders love it. All right, here we go. Antoine got a steep, beautiful face for him. Beautiful. Big carving section. He's back into the white water, into the power zone. Has he missed his chance? No, he's back in there. Critical. All right, here he goes. He's going to want to get an aerial. Oh, he's going for the full 360. Oh, I couldn't pull it off. Well, Antoine is throwing everything at this, but he may not get the chance to be one of the top 2 riders to jump through to round 3 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. It is Jules DENEL and Flo Young ahead of Antoine and Arnaud. This will shake up Antoine quite a bit. He'll be frustrated as one of the best sailors in the world. But there you go. You can't always win. You can't always get it right. That's the complexity of wave riding, choosing waves. You've got to get the right waves to put the performance together. If one of your competitors who you assume that you should outdo, but if they get the better wave, then they can pull the score. And that's why it's so important to be good at reading the ocean. Look at this wave of flows. Really nice. Nice foam hit there. We're down to 3.5 minutes. Just heard our producer Brian Welsh say. What a lovely shot. Look at that. Antoine replay. Let's see. This is the one he's trying to milk this for his points, and he's getting some nice turns, but getting caught up there in that section. He's missing the chance to maybe hit that pocket as hard as he might have otherwise done. He really wants to find this thing here with speed. Here he goes. You could see him moving his hands on the boom in preparation, but he couldn't pull it off. So, Jules DENEL leading with 12 total heat score. Flo Young with 11.9, very close behind, and Antoine a little further back at 10.45, and Arnaud is probably out of the game with 8.74. 3 minutes to go. Will there be another group of another set wave or a series of set waves to give these riders another chance to break this pattern? Will Antoine be able to get himself back into that top two to jump to round 3, or will he be forced to go into the repechage round and fight for survival? That's going to be a tough one. If you get into that repechage round, you have to win your round. It's not top 2. Your second chance is not as good as your first chance. So this is a big deal. To not get in the top 2 here, this is a big deal. You're running it's a high risk not being in the top 2. You do get a second chance in the dingle system that we have, the repechage round, but it's a tough second chance. All the riders are excellent, and the people who don't get in the top 2 in the first round are all there still to fight with you. Here's Jules DENEL. He's going to try and increase his score here with his nice wave. Beautiful, nice pocket turn. Push the tail out there. Another one of those turns, burying the rail as he comes around. He had a couple of good ones there in the pocket. He's racing now. He sees his chance for an aerial, perhaps. A little aerial. Well, this is what it's all about, reading that wave and getting the best out of it. Has he got any more scoring potential in it? A little bit. He's going to milk it. 1.5 minutes to go. This is likely his last wave of the heat, so he will push it and push it and push it. He won't really have time to get back at the back, so he's going to try and get every 0.1 of a point out of this wave while he's on it. And that's his farewell note, and he's hoping he can hold on to that first position. Antoine in third place here. Oof. He's going to set himself up for some tricky stuff. Nice replay of Jules. Look at that first turn. That's really, really critical. Really nice. Beautiful. Gosh, that looks good. We're under a minute to go. Enjoying the replay, and I wonder if these other riders are going to get another chance. They might be done. Antoine in third place, heading into round 2 for the redemption, while Jules DENEL and Flo Jung look set to head into round 3. Safe. 2, 1, and the flag is down. The heat is over. Woof! That's a big upset. The number 1 seed in the heat bumped out of the advancing into round 3 group and bumped into the redemption round to fight a second time to make it into that final group of 16. Wow. Tough stuff. Flo Jung and Jules DENEL outsailed Antoine Martin. Congratulations, Jules DENEL. Congratulations, Flo Jung. Brilliant sailing. And Arnaud FRENNET, he'll be happy he's enjoying a few waves, I'm sure. And he sailed very well too.